Hey guys, welcome to the Calvary Chapel Salmon podcast. Today we have our special guest, Brock Power.
Well, hey Brock, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you, Jordan?
I am a little tired, honestly, but I'm good.
Why are you so tired, Jordan?
That's a great question, Hagen. Thanks for asking. We had church in the park today, and it was a load of fun. And
Hasn't it been a long week?
yeah,
Like when I just look back on this week, it's the busiest week ever. There's so many people
For
visiting.
sure.
There's so many activities going on.
yeah.
It's just
Next
go,
week's
go, go.
VBS,
And
it's
there's no
just
pause. Yeah, we go
Yeah.
straight into VBS into our race.
Yes, and then next Saturday, when we're recording this, next Saturday will be our race. And I'm not even thinking about that, Hagen,
Wow.
at all.
Well, it's
like,
on the
my mind's
forefront
just like
of my mind.
VBS and all that, and I have my skit to get ready to do and all that. It's just a lot.
Well, I'm sure it's going to go great, Jordan.
So yeah, people think Christmas is a busy time for pastors or
It's the
Easter.
4th of July.
It's actually the 4th of July.
Yeah, it really is the busiest
yeah,
time
it's
of
like
year.
what the heck? And it's just hot out. And
And one of the best things about 4th of July is people who come back to Salmon to visit.
For
and
sure.
one of those people is our friend Brock.
Oh, hey. Yeah. Yeah, it's me.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So Brock, where are you coming from? Where were you?
I'm down in Boise now.
Okay.
So living down there, working and stuff. And
Yeah, going liberal down there.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Mhm.
And then came up for 4th of July, or
Yeah.
actually made it up the 5th of July. But
Oh wow, you were a little late.
a little late, but
so then, what did you guys do on the 4th of July?
4th of July, I went to like the most picturesque
Oh,
4th
yes,
of July
yes.
party that you could. They had the photo booth, kids in a pool.
Like American
volleyball.
flag overalls, but cut to shorts.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, yep. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh wow.
So it was pretty fun. Yeah. Really
Yeah.
good view. So
So tell us a little bit of your background. How long were you in Salmon? Where did you grow up? Just kind of give us the play-by-play as far as
Yeah.
how do you even know me and Hagen?
how do I know you? Yeah, let me think. So I've moved up to Salmon. I don't even know the year, but lived up in Salmon for like almost 3 years, I think. And then moved down to Boise about 8 months ago and met a new Hagen.
A new Hagen?
I knew Hagen.
Oh, you knew me.
Yeah,
Good.
I knew
A
Hagen.
thought
new
you
one.
meant a
Not
new
new-
one
oh
if you
yeah,
I
were
knew.
using those
I
words.
found a new Hagen.
Yeah.
No.
Way
Um,
better.
You know, he's a lot cooler.
Do you remember meeting me for the first time?
No.
I don't remember meeting you
No.
either. That's good.
Yeah.
At least we agree.
Yeah. And then Jordan.
When did you meet me, Brock?
I don't know when I met you.
I felt like I've always
I think
known
you
you,
just
Brock.
appeared. I think you
Yeah.
just showed up.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're just there.
Yeah. And for context, you are the older brother of someone else we've talked to on this podcast,
Mhm.
Dane Power.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So you want to tell us a little bit of what it's like having Dane as your younger brother?
Oh man, no.
Yeah.
It's good. I don't know. We get along. It's fun. Yeah.
Good.
We,
Yeah.
We just fight it out.
Do
every
you
night.
feel like, because I've gone through because like when you're younger with your siblings, your relationship's a little bit different than when you're older.
Yeah.
And like now I know Dane's still pretty young, but you're kind of entering that like, hey, we're both
Older
our own
stage.
persons. I'm going to go do my thing. You're going to do your thing.
Yeah.
Like we're both adults kind of. So if you kind of acknowledge like, has your relationship always been good? Did you like fight a lot as kids and now it's good? Or
I think we fought a lot as kids.
Okay.
And we didn't get along much.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I think just getting older, you're more like, oh, okay, I guess we're kind of cool. I guess.
yeah,
we
it's
can-
like, oh, you're actually a kind of a cool person and just
Yeah.
not my annoying younger brother.
Yeah.
And then he kind of realizes the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool,
so
cool.
now we're homies.
Yeah.
friends.
What do you guys like to do together?
Get outdoors. So we go climb. Both play guitar a little bit. We can go skate and stuff. So I don't know. We both just go do a bunch of anything and everything.
Tell me about how you got into rock climbing.
Yeah. My mom would drop me off at the Y for like 8 hours, and I had to find something to do.
This is like a community gym thing.
Like
The
the
YMCA?
Sorry,
Yeah.
context. The
Do you know the
YMCA.
song?
Oh, I know the song.
YMCA. Do they do like this for the
No.
A? No. That what would kind of make it an A? 'Cause it's
That's
just a
it.
triangle.
Your head
Yeah.
makes it the A.
Yeah.
Your head makes it an A.
Yeah. So got into climbing at the YMCA, and then got connected with Climbers for Christ. at the Idaho Mountain Festival in the City of Rocks, and they kind of took me under their wing and taught me how to climb.
So it's like a Christian climbing club.
Yeah. So Climbers for Christ is an international group that basically is just a bunch of Christian climbers that are really stoked and excited to talk to people about Jesus, going and helping out climbing events and serving breakfast and stuff. Right after this, I'm driving out to Lander, Wyoming for a Climbers for Christ event where I'm going to go serve breakfast and stuff and talk to people.
So it's kind of like an outreach.
Yeah.
So it's like we like climbing and we're Christians. There's people who like climbing who are not Christians. So we're going to go where people are climbing and share Jesus.
Yeah. It's a bunch of like, we usually go to big climbing events and just set up a booth, talk to people, do games, raffles and stuff, and then also usually serving meals because people like food.
Sure. That's
sure.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Brock, would you say that you're addicted to rock climbing?
I don't know if I would say I'm an addict, but I would definitely say I'm close.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it? Like, what gives you the fizz about it?
Ooh, I don't know. The mental aspect of it.
Okay,
Like
like
the
this is
mental
really hard,
challenge.
but I'm going to do it.
Because mentally, like, climbing's a lot more mental than physical, which doesn't seem right. But, like...
Well, the heights, I can imagine so.
Yeah, that...
Because, like, if I get 2 feet above the ground, I start getting a little shaky in the legs. So I can't imagine being up on whatever. And
Yeah. I like the mental aspect and having to get over, like, you're like, oh, I'm afraid right now. It's like, all right, well, you got to get over that and kind of face your
is
fear.
that what you tell yourself? Just get over it.
I
You're
cry a
afraid
little
right now?
bit, and then I
Okay.
say get over it. And
Dang.
then we move on.
One of the things I like about mountain biking and also dirt biking is like picking lines, like where you're going to go. Is
Yeah.
it similar with rock climbing?
Yeah.
It's like I'm picking this path to navigate through. And sometimes it just evolves as you go, and it's like cool.
Yeah, you have to, like, the more you climb, the more you learn how to read the rock. So you can, like, look and read where you're going to grab.
Do the
and what
rocks
you're gonna
speak
do.
to you, Brock?
Yeah, they do. Or
Read-
sometimes
read
whistle
the
a
Oh,
little
they
bit. Yeah.
whistle.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's nice. Well, Jesus said, if you don't praise me, the rocks will cry out. So
So it's biblical.
Oh, man.
that's right.
So
that's good.
maybe I'm doing something wrong if they're crying out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Dang. Didn't think about that.
Oh.
So how has your experience with Climbers for Christ been? Net positive? I mean, you're going back and you're doing it again. Do you, like, enjoy the whole, like, evangelism aspect of it, or how do you like that?
It's a really cool opportunity because there a lot of climbers are spiritual and they are open to listening to you, and a lot of that culture is very, like, I guess I would say spiritual.
And when you say spiritual, you don't mean Christian. you
Not
just mean,
Christian
like,
or really even religious.
you just mean like, oh, I
Or like,
believe in
Mother Nature.
Yeah,
vibes,
you know,
nature, energy.
right,
type
yeah,
thing.
mushrooms and stuff like that. Well,
Party. Yeah.
party, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
But they're also willing to listen to you.
For sure.
Because
Yeah,
you're
very
also, like,
open-minded.
You're one of them, you know.
Yeah.
You are a climber as well. And it's just a really cool opportunity because they'll listen to you, they'll hang out with you. And I love the evangelizing aspect of it and just being able to talk to people.
Yeah.
Last year, I went to Lander for the International Climbers Festival and got to talk to a guy. And it was just a really cool experience, just being able to share Jesus to him. And he just was asking, like, really deep questions and, like, genuinely listening, you know, and, like, genuinely just caring. So it's like it's really inspiring and just, like, gets me excited. Like, that's the best part of climbing for sure, is talking to other people about Jesus.
Nice.
So have you always been close with the Lord, or how did that kind of develop?
Yeah, I grew up in the church and kind of
You didn't have a house?
No, yeah, they'd tuck me under the seats.
Oh, that's
at night,
nice.
yeah, or in the closet,
Yeah,
wherever
yeah.
they found a room.
Yeah, there you go.
But so I grew up going to church and stuff, and just saw it as just a regular, like, we just have to do this. We have to go to church. Never actually taking salvation seriously or, like, taking Jesus seriously. And then it was actually started to get more serious about Jesus. And then seeing that, going to that camp last year in Chalice really was kind of like the turning point.
Did you almost not go to that?
I was forced to go to that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not want to go to that.
Yeah. But that was one of the best things ever that happened to
It
you.
was probably one of the most impactful things that's happened to me.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. I love seeing that. It's like so close
Yeah.
where you didn't do it, but then you did
Yeah.
it, and it like has impacted your life so
My
much.
mom made me
Yeah.
go, but
It was
thanks,
yeah.
Mom. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really impactful to see like all of your friends from CBI, Silas especially,
Mm-hmm.
just love
Shout out to Silas.
Yeah. But
Silas, you better be listening right
if
now.
he's not listening,
then
we're gonna hunt him down.
He's
for
fake.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
over there in where does he live?
Virginia.
Virginia. Over there in Virginia.
Over there in Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So what did that camp do
Yeah,
for
no,
you?
yeah, you enjoyed
Yeah.
seeing Silas. Yeah.
It was the most impactful thing was seeing older guys that are actually passionate about Jesus, and also seeing them like being able to quote scripture off the top of their head and like just taking it seriously. It was like, oh, there's something here. Like, oh, I need to focus on this more, because I before that definitely lost sight and more just like living for myself in the outdoorsy culture, you know, and just enjoying the creation more than the creator, you know.
Yeah.
And so seeing them was really impactful for me to like just like they're actually passionate, like there's a reason why they're doing this. So that's also kind of what gave me the idea of going to CBI, which is also where I'm planning to go
Yeah.
in August. So
There you go. And it like helped that these guys, they were like older, so they were like cool, and they still looked
By older, we're talking like a few years older.
for
than
sure.
You,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
they were like they were playing spike ball, and they were doing cool things. They went on a hike with you.
Yeah.
So they were just like
Normal.
They weren't like lame-o. Like they were normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't, like,
Relatable.
Yeah, they're
relatable.
relatable.
Yeah.
It was they were very relatable,
Mm.
and like I'm like, oh, I'm like one of these guys. It's like, so why are they taking this seriously, and why am I not?
Mm.
You know, and having a lot of like that was just really inspiring to see. And I think that age gap of having somebody like a couple years older, like having somebody that is passionate about Jesus that's a couple years older, and if you're that person, also having somebody a couple years younger than you to just pour into is like super beneficial and super impactful.
Yeah. That's cool.
So like you want to be to someone else what they were to you, like in a
Yeah.
good example of like, oh, this guy's cool and he's super excited about Jesus.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of your
I
motivation.
think that made me really passionate and like having a heart to younger men, and just being able to pour into them as much as I can. I think it's like really, it's just really impactful for a younger guy to be poured into by somebody that's older but not too old, you know, to where they can still relate with them.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what you kind of did in Boise, because if I'm not mistaken, you did like a little Bible study for guys, or
Oh yeah.
yeah, how that kind of come to
Yeah,
fruition.
we kind of had a Bible study going for a little bit during
Younger
school.
guys or your
Younger
age?
guys.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
A bunch of younger guys, and where we just go in at the mornings and just get in the Word.
Like
And
what time? Like pretty early, right?
Like-
5 o'clock.
6, I think. So
Sheesh.
yeah,
6 o'clock?
and
So you're meeting at like a coffee shop or something
Yeah.
at 6 a.m.
yeah,
Yeah, that's commitment.
Yeah.
yeah, especially for younger guys.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then I think it kind of sucked because after the summer hit, school's out, and I also had a lot of work, so it was like, shoot, now if we want to do a Bible study, we got to get up at like 5. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
a couple people were out on that, but yeah. So I've found some younger guys to pour into, but I've also found older guys to pour into me as well. I think there's a good balance to have of like finding people above you, but also finding people, or not above
Beneath
you,
you.
than you.
Yeah.
And finding
Who
people
is here
younger than
beneath
you.
me that I
Yeah.
can
No.
that I can tell them what's up? No, I know what you're saying. Yeah. No, that's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Cool. So you're kind of hoping to go to CBI and to be like equipped and stuff. Like, what's kind of your
Yeah.
what are you hoping to get out of your CBI experience?
I'm really looking for that strong base, just 'cause I know life's gonna get crazy, and I want to know the Bible well. I see, like, I don't. There's been multiple times in my life where I'm like, I know it says in the Bible somewhere, it says something like this, and
Something like,
you know,
for God so loved the world.
Something like God helps them who help themselves.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So I really am excited to just go and get that Bible knowledge, get that strong base before life gets crazy. And then also CBI sounds like it's more ministry based. And I really am excited to see like what part of ministry I click with.
Yeah.
And what I really find a groove in. So yeah, I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
Should be cool.
Hagen, if you had to guess right now, what do you think Brock's going to do in ministry? My guess is women's pastor.
Probably. That's
Women's ministry.
Women's ministry, yes. Lead all the ladies.
gonna be a party.
I don't know. I know he's developing in music.
For sure.
But I also think he's pretty good, relatable one-on-one. So I see him good with just like counseling and like being able to just like connect with people, which is a super valuable thing to have. So that's a good attribute. Yeah.
Cool. There you go. Will we hire him as soon as he's done with CPI?
We'll
Yeah,
have,
On the spot,
Yeah.
record
we'll have to
it.
see where we're at, how the wind
Okay,
blows.
there you go.
Yeah.
Cross that bridge when we get there.
There you
That's
go.
right.
And it doesn't hurt that CBI is located next to Joshua Tree National Park,
Yeah.
California. That doesn't hurt.
So
going
yeah,
to CBI.
Joshua Tree is the second biggest climbing area in the nation.
Okay.
So
What's the first?
Yosemite.
Sorry.
Yosemite. National
Gesundheit.
Park.
You said
Do you
it.
know where that is?
No, where is that?
Northern California.
Is it in California too?
Yeah.
Northern California?
Yeah.
Have you seen
said
those
it.
big granite walls?
Is it near the Redwoods?
I don't know.
Yeah,
California.
down into the east a little bit.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll show you pictures
Okay.
later.
Yeah, I'm
You'll
sure
like
you've
it.
seen
It's
Oh,
very
sure.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too many tourists though.
Yeah.
Well, it's the #1 spot for climbing in America. So of
Yosemite.
course. I'm sorry?
Yosemite.
Yeah.
Yosemite.
Yosemite is the
Yosemite.
#1 climbing spot in America.
Yes.
Do you
that's
know
what
that?
Yes, I said.
Number
I said,
two.
yeah, there's a lot of tourists.
Okay.
Because it's the #1.
I thought you said, well, what's the number one? It's like we
Oh, I
just
didn't
covered
say-
this.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
And we could actually tell if I said that.
Do you know what the number 3 is?
Ooh, yeah. No, what?
I don't.
Okay.
Just make something
But
up.
number
Okay.
2 is Joshua Tree, and you're going to be pretty gosh darn close.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Such
that'll
just a perk, right?
that'll be a perk for sure. I know that there's not a ton of free time when you're at CBI.
That's true. You
You're
are very
grinding
busy.
A lot.
Yeah.
So
But you can usually make time for the things that you love.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
You can always
Early
make time for the
mornings,
things
go
that you
out
love.
there or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's exciting. I like the desert. So
Yeah.
So
Really
what's this current season of your life like with the Lord and stuff? Like, what's he got you doing? How's he using you? Like, what's it like?
Yeah, I feel like right now I am trying to pour into my family more because I'm kind of realizing that this is like the last summer that I'm really gonna be like everyone's really gonna be
Sure.
together. So I think I've just been really trying to prioritize family in this time. I also have like with music, I think as well.
Yeah.
I'll be playing with a summer camp in a couple of weeks.
Like a youth camp or?
Yeah, or like a summer camp up in McCall. So I'll be on the worship team with that.
Okay. And what are
So-
you playing?
I'll be playing guitar and some banjo as well.
Okay.
So
Some
hopefully that'll
banjo.
go well.
Yeah.
But that's cool. So that's something that God will use. And yeah, I think the main thing that's been in my life right now is pouring into some younger guys and like my family.
Yeah.
for the most part.
That's big because you really, you don't realize how short your time with your family is because life gets crazy, life gets busy,
Yeah.
and you might go somewhere or you meet someone and you go do your own thing and it's like, oh shoot, I don't really have all the time in the world to be with my younger siblings or to be with my parents. So that's super cool that you've realized that and now you're taking advantage of it now before you're married with 7 kids living in New York or whatever.
Yeah. 7
And
kids,
that's not a
New York
prophecy I'm
City.
saying, but it might just come true. So
Yeah, just my.
We'll
I don't
wait.
believe you'll live in New York, but
Why not?
would
I
you
heard
enjoy that?
it's the
I
third
don't-
biggest climbing center in the world.
Did you
All of the states.
did you hear it from yourself?
Yes.
Who says that? I say it.
Yeah.
You know what they say, and I'm they.
I am they.
Yeah.
Uh,
So what? Today something kind of cool happened at
Yeah.
church.
Oh yeah.
Talk us through that.
Yeah. So there was church in the park, which was really cool, and I heard baptisms were getting planned to do, and I was ever since the last church in the park, I was like, oh man,
Like last year.
last year. Yeah,
Okay.
I was like, oh man, I really want to get baptized again because I was baptized as a kid, but didn't really understand what baptism was or what it meant.
How old were you?
Like 8.
Okay.
And I also don't feel like I really started my walk with Jesus like before
Yeah.
that age. you know?
yeah.
So I really wanted to get baptized again, and then Dane, my brother, also called and he was like, "Hey, I think we're gonna get baptized." And I was like, "Sweet, I'll do it with you. That'd be awesome." So that was really cool.
That's awesome.
I was really excited, really stoked to do it, which is good. So yeah.
Right on.
Is it cool kind of seeing like your younger brother kind of have this spiritual,
Awakening.
I don't want to say awakening, that sounds a little
Revival?
too new agey, but yeah, to see your younger brother really be on fire with his relationship with Jesus, and like kind of, because obviously you're his older brother, you've known him his whole life,
Yeah.
so like they kind of see like, okay, this whole little journey he's been on, and like how does that make you feel? Like, are you just like super proud? Is it like, whoa, what's going on? Or
Do you hate it?
I see it as competition.
Oh,
I will be more spiritual.
yeah.
I will win.
Yeah.
No, I'm super stoked. It's awesome. It's so cool to see him, like, just being able to run beside him, like both just being able to look and be like that's awesome to both be running after Jesus. And yeah, so I was really excited to share that moment with him and see him take the steps that I guess I didn't at his age a little bit. And that's just really exciting for me and really inspiring. So,
Wow. Wow. I really like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. I don't know. It's really cool. 'Cause
Are you guys closer now than ever?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say so. I wasn't planning to be here for the summer. I was going to be up in Coeur d'Alene as a camp counselor. And that door closed because of like community down in Boise. I found a good, solid Christian community. And I also just felt like I needed to be with my family. And I feel like that has really, like, I've felt close with my family and that connection, especially with my brother. I think it's awesome.
So you kind of got serious about your faith last year. You go to Boise, and then what was it like finding like that Christian community you just mentioned? Like, was it super easy, or did you have to go to a bunch of different try out a bunch of different groups, or were you able to kind of like, oh, these are my people, I like them, and just kind of figured it out right away? Or
No, yeah, it sucked.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it sucked. I went to a good amount of churches and just didn't really connect or click with anybody, and just like
none of their worship leaders were cute, and
yeah. So I checked out a couple of churches down there, didn't really find many young people, and then showed up at Eagle Nazarene down there, and there's a lot of young people there, which is really cool, and found some climbers and stuff, and I was like, all right, cool. Took some people out to go climb.
How do you find climbers? Can you like see it in their eyes, or
probably tell by their like hands, right?
Probably,
like,
yeah.
We
tough
just
hands.
know it. You just know, actually.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh,
like
wow, you just sense.
you know, like Bluetooth on your phone. It's
Oh,
just kind
wow.
of just that in your body with climbers.
Ding, ding.
Just
Wow.
in the presence of a climber?
yeah, yeah.
Can you tell none of us are climbers? You can like make that obvious by looking.
I think from the banana sucks.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Sorry.
No, I actually I showed up on the first. I showed up one Sunday, started talking to the youth pastor, and I was kind of telling him about Climbers for Christ and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, cool. Do you want to give a shout out tonight?" I was like, "Okay, sure." And so just got up and talked about Climbers for Christ for like a minute and a half
Oh
or
wow,
something.
that's pretty
Like
brave.
youth group or something? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, youth group. Okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking like mainly like the Sunday morning service.
Yeah, they're just
It's like,
hey,
hey, random
show
guy,
up."
you want to come and say something?
Yeah,
It's like,
you want to
okay.
come talk? Yeah. So did that, and then a couple of people after were like, "Yeah, I climb. I'd love to climb." So
Dang,
yeah,
that's cool.
got connected with them that way, which is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it like going to a Nazarene church? I know like very little.
Yeah,
Is it pretty?
Is it just
normal?
like exactly the same as like a Calvary chapel or non-denominational church?
yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I
Okay.
mean it's like, yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
just like,
like
no, like
contemporary
worship.
worship.
They do
Yeah,
like do they
it's
do like
like-
verse
yeah.
by verse or whatever.
It's pretty close to Calvary Chapel and
Okay.
non-denominationals, like going through the Book of Matthew.
Okay,
I believe
cool.
right now, and stuff, and yeah, worship. Yeah,
Okay.
the church, the church pack.
Yeah. Is it like they're like the church leadership is different or like I don't even.
Are you authority to speak on? The
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm just
I was gonna
curious.
say,
Yeah, like
yeah.
what do you know? Like, has it literally just all been exactly the same? You've never heard anything different, or is it kind of like, that's a little different? Or I've never heard it said like that before.
Like
or
theology.
or just kind of how things go, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never like.
is it more
I don't-
formal? I mean, is it more formal, or is it very?
Well, we're all like they force everybody to be shirtless. so-
Okay, that's nice.
No, I don't know. It's I would say it's pretty accurate, like
Okay.
dressing wise.
Cool. Everyone's just
Like,
has
would
to
they
look-
accept banana socks or not? That's what we're trying to figure out.
That's what Jordan's trying to figure out right now.
Well, it's not like is the church culture like, oh, we're all gonna dress up and look nice, or
Are
is the
you-
church culture like here where it's like no one really cares too much,
Contemporary.
and the youth
right?
and the pastor just kind of shows up in shorts and the backwards hats and stuff like that.
No, that'd be crazy.
Yeah,
That would be.
we would
wild.
never allow that.
Yeah, that'd be unacceptable. No, I would say it's pretty close to
Okay.
to a Calvary. I mean, I don't know everybody's theological
Yeah.
background.
So I'm trying to
But I-
dig for the dirt
but
on the
it's
Digging for
Nazarene.
something,
Yeah.
but you're digging
Yeah,
the wrong
yeah,
it's
I
place.
don't
okay.
like-
If it's exactly the same, that's fine.
I don't know Nazarene like
Yeah.
I'm not a seasoned veteran.
Okay. There
with
you go.
that,
Well, I'll
so-
Google
They
it
haven't
later, and
taught
I'll be
you the
like,
secrets
Yeah.
yet.
I'll be like, bro,
not
did you know
in
the
yet."
Nazarenes drink like bloods of goats and stuff like that? What's up with that?
I haven't been invited for that yet, so
Okay.
we're still waiting for the invitation. Then
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Cool.
But
Well, hey, I'm glad it's a pretty solid church.
So
That's
you get
cool.
to do the shout out at youth group, you meet some
Right,
people, and then
right.
how's that kind of develop into where you're at today? Well, how long ago was that? Like a few months, almost a year?
probably like 5 months
Okay.
ago, maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
not 100% on the timeline, but
So you meet some people that you're just able to like hang out with outside of church and stuff that really helps like build this friendship group or what?
Yeah, I met some younger guys that were up to go climb, and so started hanging out with them, which was really cool. And I also met an older guy that I think he's like 30s or something, but he
so old.
he doesn't climb, but he's part of the my community down there that has just really poured into me.
Mm-hmm.
It's been really
But
cool.
you say he doesn't climb because once you reach your 30s, your body just starts going downhill.
There's people in their 70s that climb harder
Oh
than
wow.
me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
which is crazy.
Okay.
It's
Cool,
wild.
cool, yeah.
Yeah. So he could climb. He just
Okay.
does. He's got
Oh,
a
okay. He
family.
just chooses
He
not
kind
to.
of has a family, which
Oh,
is
that's the thing that makes
Yeah,
you kind of
that's
makes you go downhill.
yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
It's cool, but it's a
Yeah.
bummer. Yeah. So I found some younger guys that like to go climb, and then I also just found some older people that were able to pour into my life and stuff and spiritually, which is really cool. And yeah, kind of just built a friend group down there. So.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say? Like, I built the friend group. Like, I'm the leader. Like, they do what I say. If I say we're going out to eat, we're going out to eat.
I'm not a cult leader, Jordan.
Okay. I built this friend group, and you're out of it.
I determine who's in the
Yeah,
friend
who's
group.
in and who's out.
How much better is life having these friends as opposed to before?
I think community is really important.
So way better.
So I'd say a lot better.
Okay.
That's good.
Because
Were you kind of alone for a good season?
I did high school, a majority of it online. So I got really.
So you made a lot of friends there.
A lot of friends, you know.
No.
Yeah, it's great seeing everybody in the halls and stuff.
Yeah. The chat rooms.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't really I got really independent that way of just doing stuff on my own. And then not really realizing the benefits to community. And I see it as Jesus sent the disciples out in two for a reason. You know, there's an importance to just having somebody that can hold you accountable, that can pull you up, that can uplift you, and also having somebody that you can pull up as well. So the community has been super helpful and just really inspiring and just helps my Christian walk a lot better.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So what CBI is pretty much for sure.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, do you have any idea of what life's going to hold or?
Yeah, so the plan after CBI is to go into nursing.
Okay.
Oh.
And I'm open to
Don't
what
you
God
have
has
to be a girl to be a nurse?
Stop
Yeah,
it.
I'm kidding.
No, but I do have to wear the white head thing and a little
In the dress.
or
Yeah.
whatever, so no.
That's silly, Brock. Stop being so silly, okay?
No, you
This
don't.
is a serious podcast.
Yeah, you don't have to be a woman to be a nurse.
That's great. I
Yeah.
agree. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a cool job for sure, but I'm open to see where God leads.
That's a
Okay.
good answer.
You know, yeah, I'm going in a direction, but God can change that direction. I just want to be moving somewhere, so God can lead me.
For sure.
Yeah, imagine how different your life would be if you're in Coeur d'Alene right now.
Isn't
that crazy?
It would actually be a lot different.
Yeah.
For sure. Which is
And God was able to just kind of close that door and
yeah.
that's how life works.
Mm-hmm.
Being, how old are you? 17, 18?
18.
So 10 years in between you and me. I'm 28. And it's I just look back on my life and literally this is how God moves people. How he's moved me. It's open door, closed door system.
Yeah.
And it's oh, I'm doing this. And it's da-da-da-da-da. Nope, not anymore. And you go over here and you look back and you're like, wow, I'm glad I didn't continue down that road. I wouldn't know the people I know. I'd been in a completely different phase of life. And he just, I don't know, it's so cool to watch how he guides us. Yeah.
I've also been very blessed with the decision of staying. I was oh man, I'm going to be able to make, it was a salary job. So I was I can for sure make this amount of money, which is going to be awesome. And then ended up not.
They're paying you in celery?
Yeah, celery. So I was
That's
I'm
silly,
not going to have to.
Enough
not
of
gonna
these
have to
silly
eat
jokes, Hagen,
when I'm
okay?
at CBI, I can just live off celery this whole time.
Yeah, that would be very valuable.
You too, Brock. Stop. Be serious.
So I was really worried about money with that, and then ended up making more money down in Boise.
Isn't it awesome?
And then also
wow.
just all these blessings in my life. So
what are you doing for work?
I was doing a landscape construction company, which was basically digging holes for 11 hours every day.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucked. And there's not a lot of time to spend with the family. So quit that more recently and have now been doing exterior painting.
Nice.
So, yeah, learning a lot.
So you've experienced kind of Boise's kind of the city life almost, kind
yeah,
of.
it's huge.
And then
Huge city.
well, it's, okay. And then Salmon's sounds like small town.
Right.
And you'll get to go to Yucca Valley, which is kind of in the middle. It's like a town, but
Mid-grade.
it's like a Walmart, but it's no Boise. Do you see
The
yourself?
best way to describe Yucca Valley is just that it has a Walmart.
Yeah.
that's all.
That's all it's
got
really
going
got going
Yeah.
for it,
It is
honestly.
Walmart almost the whole town.
Yeah. Which do you think that you could see yourself kind of like? It's like, oh, I like living in the city, or like I like living in Salmon, Idaho, or it's like, I'll go for something in the middle. Like, where do you see yourself? Like, I'll settle down here, or this is where I want to live.
I'm not sure. I like I like it all, I guess.
Okay.
Like I really enjoy a small town because there's a lot more community. Like you could just walk down the street and you just know people.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, and it's like a 5-minute drive everywhere. You know. But I also like there's a lot of things that Boise offers that Salmon can't, you know, because it's just a lot bigger. So I really am pretty flexible. I don't know about New York though. So
maybe not New York.
Maybe not New York.
Maybe not New York City. That'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
New York State's pretty beautiful though.
I haven't been.
Yeah. You should get over that. Well, you were born in Pennsylvania, weren't you?
I was born in Pennsylvania.
Okay, you guys just never went up?
Yeah, I was like 2.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Moved back.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
That's fair.
Don't remember it.
Okay.
Very well.
Yeah, me neither. What's the earliest memory you have?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I have no idea.
Some people say they remember like the womb. It's like they're lying.
That's just your eyes closed, buddy.
Yeah, it's like, come on. No way.
The
Do you
womb.
Yeah, that's
no, someone
crazy.
said like I remember the birthing process. So, like, no, you don't. You're just making that up. Like my earliest memories, like
Last year.
oh,
You have the worst memory, Jordan.
Please, my earliest memories like when I was like 6 or 7.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mine's like 3 or 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your earliest memory?
My mom left me to go to her brother's wedding in Texas and left me alone with my dad. And my dad's not much of a cook. And I remember I got stung by a bee when she was gone. And I thought it was just the worst. I'd eat lasagna, which I hated at the moment, which you still kind of do.
I still do hate. Some
I
of us
love it
never
now.
grow out of that.
Yeah, but it's just like, so it was just like such
Everyone
a,
hates lasagna at some point in their life. Some people never grow out of it.
That was my most traumatic experience as a kid, I think, which is why I still remember it. But yeah, my mom gone for a week and having to stay with dad
That's a
and
little
eat
rough.
lasagna and get stung by a bee. So yeah,
It's pretty. It's hard.
that's about
week.
the earliest.
Huh. There you go.
I
Have you
don't-
thought of yours, Brock?
I don't remember lasagna at all. I don't know.
Like, what's the earliest?
Earliest. I have no idea.
Do you remember when you were 10?
Maybe. Maybe. I remember probably at like 6
Okay.
at our house down in Meridian, and I saw a plane that was blinking red, and it was on Christmas, and I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's Rudolph for sure.
Oh, wow.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, were you wrong.
Yeah. Okay. No, yeah.
Silly
so
goose.
that's one of the earliest memories, I guess.
Golly.
So do you have a heart for missions?
From Rudolph to missions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, something that I've definitely had put on my heart is missions. And I remember just like feeling this like this presence of God putting that on my heart, and then watching, I think it was when I was like 10, watching Jim Elliott and watching him
The
getting
cartoon?
killed, and I was like, all
The
right,
cartoon
God,
or the live action?
the live one.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
was like, God, I'm out on this. Like, no, thank you. I'm good. And then kind of just realizing it's like God's put missions on my heart. And I like missions looks a lot different than I think we think it looks. Like you don't have to go across the country. You just can go across the street to your neighbor. You know,
Amen.
like you don't have to leave the country to do missions.
Sure.
So I think that missions is definitely going to be a big part of my life. I just don't know what that'll look like.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool. Do you have like a favorite Bible passage or Bible story that kind of like cool? Because just last year, yeah, I guess just last year you kind of got serious. Like in that, was there like some stuff, like a story or a passage or like a message or something that was like, oh yeah, this is really cool, and this is kind of like I've never seen it before, and like something you kind of held on to throughout this year, anything like that? Or
Something that I've like just felt like resurfacing in my life is like just the story of Moses. I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's so fascinating, so cool. Like there's just so many things within it. And
Like when he was a baby in that basket.
Yeah.
It's just like, man.
That was that was probably his earliest memory.
What? That was probably his earliest memory.
I bet.
Well, he
Moses-
wrote the book, so yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. No, but I like Moses a lot too. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Well,
Yeah.
I like Moses a lot, actually.
I like Moses the most.
I don't know.
I do. My favorite part about Moses when God calls him from the burning bush.
I love all the excuses, and God just goes, I've
Hey.
taken care of it all. Is that
Yeah.
what you like?
Yeah, I do like that. I think God's
What
like,
do you like?
okay.
I
I like when he builds the boat.
Yeah.
And then he builds the boat, but then it never rains, so they throw him in the lion's den. That's my favorite part. But then him and his 3 friends were in the furnace,
Yeah.
but then Jesus showed up.
And the whale got him.
Yeah, then the whale ate him.
Yeah.
Amen.
And that's the Bible.
There you go.
And then his son, Jesus called him to take his son up on the mountain to kill him, and then he said, never mind. I just love that story of Moses.
Is that funny, Aiken?
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah.
Literally the other day, someone was talking to me. They go, my favorite story is about David with the lions in the lion's den. And I go, buddy, that's not David. I go, that's Daniel. And he goes, no way. He goes, it's not the guy that killed the giant. I said, no, that's David. He never went to the lion's den. Daniel's the one in the
Well,
lion's den.
that's a fair
And they're
mistake.
like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see myself making that mistake.
It was actually you I was talking to.
No. Exposed.
Yeah.
It was Jordan.
Well, I like the part with Moses where like God calls him, makes all those excuses, but then God's like, who made man's mouth? Like I made your mouth, and you go, and I will teach you what you will say. Like you just you're not good enough, Moses, to do it, but I'm going to teach you as you just go and do it. I like that idea. It's like we're not good enough. We're not qualified to go and do what God calls us to do. But like as we're just obedient and go through those open doors, like Hagen was talking about, like God just kind of teaches us and He gives us what we need as we go and we do it. And it's just like that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that part because Moses is kind of like, God, I'm not ready. Like, like I can't speak. I'm not this perfect person. It's like God doesn't use perfect people. He uses broken people. You know, it's like we can keep going like, God, I'm not ready. Like, God, I don't know. Like, there's so much unknown. I'm not ready. And it's like, it's not for you to figure out. It's like, just step and just follow God in that, you know, and He'll lead.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest lies that we believe as humans is like, at some point you're ready for whatever it is. My own personal opinion about things, like you're never ready to get married, you're never ready to have kids, you're never like, it's not about being ready. It's just about, is it time or not? And there's just this lie in your head like, oh, I have to be ready, I need this much money, I have to have this education, I need to do this. And it's like, nope. If it's time to step out in any area, you step out by faith and God's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ultimately it's a choice. Like we can make all the excuses we want, but really they're just what they are. They're excuses.
Sure.
And it's like, it's either I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do or I'm not going to do what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to do what God's called me to do or I'm just not. And you can have all these reasonings and logic, but it's either a yes or a no.
When God called you, He already factored in your stupidity. So you can't
Amen,
really use
brother.
that as an excuse to get out of it.
Yeah.
It's like, I've already worked out the equation. I've got ways to work around any of your shortcomings. Yeah. And it's cool to be that vessel that the Lord uses.
Yeah. The story of Moses is just really cool. There's so many parts that it talks about. It's just really, I feel like I relate to a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, it definitely like just continued to resurface in my life. Like I felt very tired with work because it was just draining and just felt like done. Like just did not want to keep just keep like pouring into people or like keep pouring into my family, just like getting tired. And it's like, oh man. And then I had one of a close mentor kind of come up to me and pray for me and just raise my hands up during worship. And he was talking about the story of like when Moses when I believe it's the Israelites fighting the battle and Moses' arms are raised up.
Yes.
And
That's a good
whenever
one.
they drop down, they begin to lose. And then he just gets supported and keeps his hands up till the battle's won.
Mm.
And it's just like it was really impactful and really cool to see like
This person came up and raised your hands? you
yeah,
said?
raise my arms.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Was this like in the Nazarene church?
This was in the Nazarene
That's
church.
the difference.
You're
He goes,
getting-
that's it.
That
No.
getting
makes
the
sense.
insider scoop.
They're a
No.
little
Yeah.
weird. No.
Yeah,
That's
little
cool. That's cool.
crazy.
No, I love
Yeah.
that story. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really inspiring, and that's also why I feel like you need other people around you.
Yes.
They're like-
you need an Aaron and you need a her.
To raise
Who's
your
your
hands.
her, Brock?
There's a good segue. Man, who is your her?
I do have a her.
Oh, wow.
Really?
I do have a her.
How'd you
yeah.
meet her?
I met her at the Eagle Naz Church,
The Nazarene
Yeah.
church?
the Nazarene
Okay,
Church.
there you go.
Yeah,
There's
Do
another
they
thing
call
that
it the
makes
Eagle
it-
Naz?
they call it Eagle Naz. Yeah,
I like that.
the notorious Eagle Naz.
Eagle Naz.
Yeah,
It's kind of like Eagle Nest, but Eagle Naz.
The Eagle
Yep.
Nest.
the Eagle Nest. Yeah, yeah, and she is really cool. Very godly, like one of the most godly people I know, which is super cool to just be able to see her and like run closer to Jesus next to her,
Mm.
Aw.
which is really cool.
How'd you
Yeah.
meet her?
I met her swing dancing,
Mm.
and
You recognized her from church, and then you
Rec-
saw her
yeah,
at the swing
'cause-
dance, or
yeah.
What was she doing at church the first time you
She-
came in?
she is really good at worship and
Okay.
sings on the worship team and plays piano and stuff. And
So you walk into that church, you see the cute girl on the worship team, you're like, this is it. I'm here.
Mhm,
There you go.
Yeah,
But then you go swing dancing, and you see her there,
yeah,
and now it's like, oh,
and then your legs are a little weak. And you're like,
Oh.
oh man,
Get a little nervous.
yeah. Whew.
Oh, she would never want to dance with me.
Mm-mm,
Did
no.
you ask her?
I did.
Oh.
And she said what?
She said,
How hard was it to ask her?
No,
Okay.
no, I'm joking. It was fun because I mean, you just ask a bunch of people. Like it's just.
It's
regular
not like
thing.
I'm gonna
It's not
marry
this
you.
weird.
and swing dance
You're not
with me.
you're not proposing when you're asking somebody to dance with
Now,
you.
not everyone knows
Yeah.
that, especially in
Not everybody
homeschool
knows.
circles. So that's good to know. Yeah.
That's a very valid point. But
Yeah.
met her swing dancing.
So you get one dance out of her, and then what?
I danced with her like
The whole night.
4 or 5 times.
Whoa.
I think she
Sheesh.
might have thought I was a little creepy, but you know, I got
Like,
invited.
I'm not leaving.
Yeah, I'm like, not taking no for an answer. Yeah.
You got it, and you're staying. That's funny.
Yeah, and then got invited to a worship night after that.
By her
She was hosting a
Mm.
worship night at her house, which
at her
Oh,
house.
at her house.
How
yeah, with-
spiritual! I like it.
I know. Yeah.
Campfire.
No, it was
Okay.
just in the house with like a bunch of college people, which was really cool. And then kind of just got connected that way, and then seeing each other at church and stuff, and and then just getting connected that way, I guess. You know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Supernatural, and then, I mean,
Mm.
not supernatural, like super natural, like it's like not.
It just like
forced.
developed.
Yeah, just kind of
naturally.
developed naturally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be kind of supernatural for anyone to date you, Brock, but
Yeah,
had to be a miracle.
no, I agree. I'm on the same page.
No, you're a catch, Brock, please.
Yeah. So
So how's that been?
it's been great.
Is this
having
kind
a
of like your
girlfriend is
first
good?
serious relationship?
Yeah, this is the first person I've seriously or actually dated.
Oh, wow.
You know? And
That I've seriously actually dated. That's a good way to
Yeah.
put that. I like
Cool.
and it's awesome knowing that we both push each other closer to God,
it.
and we both are prioritizing God before anything else.
Yeah.
like, our relationship with Jesus comes first,
Mm.
and that is amazing because then we're able to see each other in the way that God wants to see us, and also not being blocked by emotion, because you're giving it to God first. I was kind of against it because I was like, I'm leaving, there's all these things going on, and worried about I don't want to
Get into something.
I don't want to invest in something and then just be hurt,
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, but God just kept opening doors, which is really cool. So
Yeah. And now and that kind of proof of that is that now she's the door open for her to be able to go to CBI with you.
Yeah.
that's
So
kinda
it turned
cool.
out she's also going to CBI.
Yeah, which
because-
wasn't the plan. Like she was gonna go to something else and do something else.
And then
And
that
it's like,
door
oh man, we're gonna be able
closed
to
and
do long
closed.
distance, but then
Mhm.
bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
She's going to CBI too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be
That's
a
crazy.
really cool.
Isn't that crazy?
It
It
is
is
kinda
actually-
cool.
If I saw this as a plot of a movie, I'd say that's cool, but that's
Yeah.
clearly
No way
made
would
up.
that happen in real life.
Clearly
Yeah.
made up. So
Huh.
But it's happening.
Yeah,
In your
so
life.
it's pretty. It's really cool to see. And
Yeah.
It's exciting to be able to serve next to her, and
Is she
just-
going to that camp that
she
you're
is
playing
going,
worship
yeah,
at? Okay.
yeah. She's also going to the camp,
Wow.
and
That's so cute.
yeah, so she's an amazing musician,
Mm-hmm.
great singer, which is
Oh
cool.
wow.
Yeah,
Better than me? 'Cause you've heard
She-
me, right?
Okay, almost better than you.
How about better
Okay.
than, how about
Nobody-
better than
nobody
me,
tops
Brock?
Hagen.
Thank you.
Nobody tops Hagen.
How about
but
better than me, Brock?
Could you audition really quick?
What song should I sing?
Just any song.
Something spiritual.
Something
Oh yeah, I
spiritual.
should probably sing. Yeah, I was gonna do a rap, but let's see.
You don't have a song in your heart?
Because I'll sing because you are good, and I'll dance because you are good, and I'll shout because you are good. You are good to me. To me, that's one of our VBS songs.
I think we need another one.
Yeah.
I don't know the next verse.
No, like a different song.
Or maybe we should like sing a song together.
I don't think we know the same songs.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song, Brock?
Oh, I don't know.
Come on, give me one.
I've got too many.
Give me another
too,
song.
Too many genres, man.
I feel like we could really harmonize good though.
Yeah.
Do you feel
Yeah.
that way?
You feel?
I feel that deep because you kind of like know like keys and all that, right?
I'm not a good singer.
Really?
No.
Come on.
No.
But you're a musician, so you kind of got that all locked in here.
I can make an instrument sing.
Wow.
Not
Dang.
not me.
Here you go.
Not yet. We're working
Okay.
on it. We're working
Huh.
on it.
Well, I'm not singing by myself unless I
Yeah.
got a friend to sing with.
Yeah. I don't know if you top her, but you got the hand motion.
That's
down,
true.
which
I bet she
think
doesn't know
that
my
adds
the hand
points.
motions as well.
That
as
adds
I do.
points for sure.
Yeah.
So,
I'll sing because you were good. I'll
mhm.
dance, shout.
Yeah.
It's like you are good.
Mhm.
I like that. It's kind of like God, you're good. Your thumbs up. It's like
Good.
you're good, God.
Good.
It kind of seems like a little like low thing to describe God. Like God, you're good. It's like come
God,
on.
you get a thumbs up.
You get two thumbs up.
So if you could tell 2 year ago Brock or 1 year ago Brock
That's
something like what
I
would you
like
tell
these
him?
kind of questions.
Mm.
Like it gets better or like hang in there, little buddy.
Hang in there, little buddy. I would probably tell him focus on the things that actually matter in life,
Mm.
which is your walk with Jesus. Like it's this, I guess, just like getting in the habit of reading my Bible every
Mm.
day and just growing that connection with God and just striving to be more like him, because I see like God's will is always going to happen no matter
Mm.
what.
Mm-hmm.
It's just whether or not you're going to be in his will.
Sure.
And it's like, man, I want to be with him doing his work as much as I can all of my life. And so it's sad to see that some of my life I wasn't, pursuing God and just having those cool experiences and that closeness and intimacy with God. So I think I'd probably just tell him to like just focus on your relationship with God. That's all that all that matters,
Yeah.
That's
like
good.
nothing else matters.
Yeah.
Climbing doesn't touch it.
Mm.
I like that. I think of Spurgeon or someone else who said like God's going to use you. God's going to use you whether you like it or not, but it matters a great deal to me whether he uses me like Judas or uses me like Peter. Like
Mhm.
God used Judas and God used Peter, and it was up to them how God used them, but God used them no matter either way. So like I'm going to be used by God. It's like, well, I want to be used by God like Peter was used by God, and not like Judas or Pharaoh or someone else like that.
Yeah.
So I like
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think God's going to use you, Brock. So that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I'm excited to see what he's got
Yeah.
got planned. It's an exciting time. I mean, there's a lot of change, which sometimes
Mhm.
change can be hard, but it just there's a lot of things happening, and I think
Mm.
it's really exciting to see. So yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Enjoy the
Facts.
season you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because you'll look back and be like, whoa,
Whoa.
those were the good old days.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, Brock, it's been a joy.
It's been pretty good.
It's been
yeah.
a pleasure.
Oh, it's
Been
my
a good
pleasure.
time.
No, it's our pleasure. Wow.
Wow.
Do you have
Yeah.
any other pressing stories real quick?
Yeah,
before
do you have any
joining
last words I was
ends
gonna
this thing,
say?
or-
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we've covered my whole life.
Yeah?
From my earliest
From your
childhood
earliest
memory
memories all the way until
all
the
way to
present.
Moses
Yeah.
and
Okay.
All the way
Yeah.
to Moses. Yeah.
yeah. I think we've covered it all.
Cool.
You know? Yeah. So just excited for what CBI has got
Yeah.
to offer, and then after that, plans nursing. But we'll see where
For
the
sure.
Lord leads. So.
Yeah. Well, if you're watching this, say a prayer for Brock as he's going to CBI and all that. And if you ever see him at church, make sure you come by and say hi. Although you're leaving tomorrow. No, you're leaving Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, okay. So
So-
you got a little bit. So you'll be here. Oh, today was Sunday. Never mind.
You probably won't see him
Church
ever
in the
again.
park.
No, you might. Well, I'm sure he'll
Never,
be
ever
back
again.
here at
I'll
some
pro- I'll
point.
be up,
Yeah. So
yeah.
if you ever see Brock,
He'll
say
be
hi to him.
around.
I'll be
Yeah.
poking in.
For sure.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Cool. Well,
Mhm.
thanks so much for watching the Calvary Chapel Salmon
Real
podcast.
quick, is there
Oh, sorry.
anything that is there like a passion in your heart? Like I love prophecy. I'm really into like creation. I'm really into like the Holy Spirit. Is there like a thing in the Bible that like you're really interested in, or just kind of all of it right
Like
now?
a topic. that
Yeah,
I'm
or like I'm really
interested
into
in.
end times. Or I'm really into this thing, or
Right now, I'm really diving into spiritual gifts.
Ooh.
yeah.
Because I want
Because
to.
you're at the Nazarene Church.
No.
Sensing a correlation.
Because I don't like. There's just so much like that is in there. Like, what does it look like? It gets abused. You know?
Absolutely.
And it's like, so how to discern spiritual gifts, what you need to do with them, how you should react to other people with spiritual gifts, and how, like, what's unbiblical, what is biblical, and just, yeah. So I've had a lot of topics I've dove into, but that's the one that's been more present for me, I'd
Yeah.
say.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Are you figuring it out?
I would say I'm figuring it out.
It's simpler than people make it.
Yeah. I would, yeah.
Mm.
It's a lot simpler when
Yeah.
you realize that it's only like a couple of chapters in the Bible. And you're like,
Sure.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
pretty
we can
cool,
break
though.
this down,
Yeah.
you know.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Is there anything that you feel like growing up that like a church could have done better to get you more like on fire for Jesus? Or is it like you just had a time where you needed to make it your own and that light switch happened? Or is it like, man, it'd really be cool if churches could do more of this to help out young people?
I feel like that's hard because people react to things in different ways.
Mm.
I know that I grow through personal connection.
Mm.
Like I didn't have anybody like actually like mentoring me or personally connected with me.
Yeah.
So that just made me feel distant from it.
Mm.
But I also like that's hard to do when you've got like a big youth group or you've
Sure.
got like a ton of kids that you're trying to manage.
Mm.
You know, so I really wished that I had that personal connection,
Mm.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you had a second part of that question, but
Yeah, I mean that's it pretty much. Yeah, like
Yeah.
what could, like I'm asking for us, like what could we
Oh,
do
yeah.
as pastors? Like, is there a thing like, but just being like intentional with young people,
yeah,
relatable, like invest in them,
Yeah.
show them they care, that building a relationship like that was a
Yeah.
huge deal for you when you
Mhm.
finally found that.
yeah. I also think just like being able to have that place where they can ask questions,
Mm.
you know, like, and even expressing doubts.
Yeah.
Like I had a lot of doubts as a kid, but it's like you can't say that in church. You know, you can't
Mm.
you can't vocalize that in church. And it's like that's a place that you should be. You know,
Mm.
like that's where you should be looking for help or looking for answers. You know,
Can I ask you a question about that real quick though?
Yeah.
Were you told that, or did you just feel that?
Told like that you can't vocalize it in church.
Yeah.
I felt that. For
Okay.
sure.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah,
like
it
someone was
wasn't
saying,
like
"Don't
someone-
bring that up,"
Yeah,
but
no.
like it didn't
Yeah.
feel like this is a place to deal with that.
It just felt like if anywhere, don't say it here. You know? 'Cause
okay.
It's like everyone.
Sure.
It's like everyone believes this. It's like, why would you like don't contradict it here? You know?
Mm.
So felt a lot of pressure there, but then really there's like.
Did you ever try raising your hand during the message and say, excuse me?
I think you're wrong.
No, I hear
No
you.
one would ever
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. So it took me there was a point in my life where I had to realize that it's like no, doubts can make you stronger. Like questions are good. If you're not
For
asking
sure.
questions, that's scary. Like questions are good. Just find the answers.
That's how
Sure.
most people learn. Is
Yeah.
asking questions.
Yeah. And I feel
Yeah.
like through doubts and solving those answers, it's made me a lot stronger as a person. So it's like I think those doubts, obviously they suck to get through, but they can be very beneficial too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you consume a lot of content, like podcasts and sermons and stuff, or not really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. Because of painting, I'm able just to plug in and listen to stuff. So I listen to a lot of.
What's one of your favorite podcasts to listen to?
Man, that's hard. There's one that I listen to. There's this one.
Every week.
It's weekly. It is weekly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I used to
Handsome
live in
men
the town.
on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
It's at Calvary Chapel.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's
Is-
Calvary Chapel up in Salmon, I think the
Oh,
town's
wow.
called.
The Calvary Chapel Salmon podcast.
Salmon? Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Calvary Chapel.
I like
Have
that
you
one
heard of
too.
it?
I have heard of it.
Yeah.
And
So-
now you're on it. What a
Wow.
way
Look
full
at
circle.
that. Yeah.
Wow.
Look, and if I were in Coeur d'Alene,
You wouldn't be here.
I wouldn't be here. So
You probably wouldn't even be listening to us if you were in
Yeah.
Coeur d'Alene.
I know, right? Well, it's
Huh.
pretty popular, so it gets around.
This podcast?
Yeah, I would have found it.
Hey, that's
yeah.
right.
I don't like that one guy on it though. He always just kind of like blabbers on and on and on. I think it's like a
The host?
Hagen.
The host
Higgins?
of the podcast,
Higgins?
who doesn't even sit on the couch on
Oh,
his own little
please.
I
throne,
like the guy that
His
was
little
like he's a
throne.
king.
That's right. That's right.
He's got the guy with the fun socks.
The fun
you
socks.
know?
I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's so nice.
Yeah.
I feel like he just really
It's been
has a nice
such a long
personality.
day, honestly, that I'm just so tired that
Yeah.
we get a little goofy. Usually we record these in the morning, but now it's literally like 6 o'clock on a Sunday, and it's like I've had no nap. Neither has Jordan, and you can
Napless.
tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That.
Well, that's really cool. What would you encourage us to keep doing this? Like, do you
Yeah.
find value in like this type of form?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Tell us how this has changed your life. Bro.
It's like a survey at the end. It's like, how did we do? Answer this.
I mean, what's funny is I was like looking into spiritual gifts, and then I was like, oh, a podcast just popped up. Spiritual gifts.
Did you like our gifts
I liked
podcast?
it.
I want to
Yeah.
hit it harder too. When we do another topic without a guest, I really want to get into that way more.
Yeah,
Because I
like go
think we
do a
can.
deeper dive
Yeah.
Yeah.
into it. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
we can do each gift.
Like the Antichrist. Oh, I mean, okay. I thought you meant like other topics.
Yeah, but I mean, we could spend a lot of time just like looking at each spiritual gift and
Yeah,
how
actually,
we've
like,
seen
do,
it,
like,
how
little.
people use it, how maybe it's pretty obviously abused, how
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But like, yeah, the podcast is very helpful to just have like, I personally really enjoy the topic, like the topical things.
Yeah, I like
Mm.
those too.
Like those are
Way more than those lame interviews with random
I know.
people.
Like,
I
why-
know. Those
why are you
just
bringing a
yeah, it's
random
like who
person
is
up
this
here?
guy?
Yeah.
okay.
Interviews are my favorite. And I'm
Okay,
glad we're doing
okay.
so many of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'd like it to be the majority of that, but
Mhm.
Okay.
we'll see. Either Jesus
We'll see
is
what
going
happens.
to do
No,
it
I
that
like
way or
I
not.
like the interviews too.
Yeah, you
I
can just learn a
hear,
lot from
so-
I
listening.
do
Yeah.
enjoy the
Yeah.
interviews. Some people's more than others.
Picking favorites.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll see.
Mhm.
Well, Hagen, got any more questions for him?
Let's see.
It is dinner time.
Is it dinner time?
It is.
I guess we better end it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I'm super like there's nothing I enjoy more than watching young people fall in love with Jesus,
Mm.
and like I see that in your life, and I think that's super cool. I see how Jesus has used you specifically. I've seen how Jesus has used you in your brother's life to have him look up to you spiritually, and like that's been a huge driving force of getting him on track. And I'm sure you know that, but that's like cool to see. yeah, like I can't wait to see how Jesus is going to continue to use you in the future. And I know that he has big plans for your life. And yeah, there's literally getting saved as like a teenager. There's nothing I love more than watching teenagers figure it out. Like finally realize, and that's the hardest part for me. Like watching kids that are grown up around church, because all of this is just normal to them.
Yeah.
But when you come in from the outside, none of this is normal.
Yeah.
And it's all new, and you're just so like, I can't believe this. And they're like, oh, yeah. And it's like, no. It's not just like this is cool. You have the word of God. You have this stuff, and you worship Jesus with contemporary music, and like this isn't normal at all. And there's a whole world out there that has no idea about this relationship with Jesus. And it's so easy to get complacent when you're raised in it. And then even now, like I've been saved for 12 years now, and it's like that can even start to creep into my life. Like it becomes normal. And it's like, Jesus, I never want this to feel normal. Yeah. Like I want to always know how special this is, because it's so special. Yeah.
That's something that I experienced with myself. Even like I was raised in the church, but I feel like I had to kind of like build my own structure of my beliefs, and like then realizing I'm like, wait, why do I believe that? Like, oh, whoa, like why do I believe this? And like learning, I'm like, man, I've had a Bible for this long, and it's like there's so many cool things in here. So it's like re-experiencing what I had but never really respected or like cared about,
Yeah.
And I think it's easy when you grow up in the church to become comfortable, kind of have that comfortable Christianity of just like, going through the motions, so I think there's a time when growing up you just have to like just rediscover God and just take him from yourself, from your parents' God to your God. I think there's a transfer of that for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Well, Brock, I know CBI is going to be a big blessing for you, and you have a standing invitation to do ministry with us wherever life takes you. Awesome. So I just look forward to whether if it's us going on a mission trip somewhere, and even you don't live in Salmon, but you're able to tag along. We would love that. To maybe
if we do
coming
a
here
summer camp next summer, and you're graduated from CBI, like, you can come help us.
Yeah, I know that the work that Jesus is doing in your life is legitimate, and you have an open door policy around here. So I want you to realize that. And I've never said that to anyone, honestly, up to this point. So that is unique. But yeah,
on record, yeah,
that's
on record. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's super special. That's exciting.
Right on. Yeah,
super exciting.
Cool. Well, Brock, I'm proud of you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you got baptized today, and I'm just excited to watch how Jesus is going to continue to use you. And yeah, it's only going to get better.
I'm proud of you too, Brock. Yeah.
Yeah. Excited to see what God's got. He's got good plans. It'll be great.
Cool beans. Well, guys, it's been great. Thank you so much for watching the Calvary Chapel Salmon podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye.